Hey Metamaniacs, we're here at the Omaha PTC. I'm talking with Mason. He has a a very interesting deck I wanted to cover today, so go ahead. Yeah, Mason, go ahead and take it away.
Alright, so we're playing Kung Jin. Yeah, we'll put that there. Alright, so Kung Jin, you can kind of play this deck with any fire air character if you really want to. But he's just the most consistent because he gives 4 speed on almost everything with the way the deck's set up. And the form draw 2 can be really clutch. You get 2 momentum 2 for one of the attacks on the deck, and you can kind of mess with the attacks if you really want to. So to start, the whole theme of this deck is Tiger Scream. I know a whole bunch of people have probably already thought of this deck, but we're actually playing it. So Tiger Scream is a range safe stun 1 attack. It's got 3 mid for 6. It's got 6 difficulty, but that's okay because our whole deck is 6 checks. So the point of this is that you get discard 4 cards on top of your deck, and you get damage equal to combined difficulty. So the goal is to get 24 damage off of it by discarding 6 difficulty cards. This card says flip one of your opponent's foundations, so it lets you answer anything your opponent has to that by just putting it face down so they don't get to use it. So for the most part, it's actually like really safe. And it's also got stun 1, so it's really hard to block early in the game, which is when we want to be playing it. So the other attack we're playing in the deck, we're only playing 8. The other attack we're playing is Dark Chirito. Now Dark Chirito is really good in this deck because Kung Jin gives us 2 free momentum, so we can just multiple to it right off the bat of the game. It's 4 low for 6, and you can't reduce its damage, so that's pretty nuts. And they can't make your cards with your card pool. So, and those are both really good effects on that card, and that's why it's played in a lot of decks. We're playing it because it does 18 damage, and a lot of 7-handers just die if you hit them with this on turn 1. So, the point of this deck is to kill your opponent on turn 1. So we're playing no foundations, so you won't see any of those in this deck profile. But we're playing 3 actions, they're all at 4-ofs. We got the Big Shot Punch and Judy, because why not? These cards give stats, they're 6 checks. They have really great blocks on them, so if you don't draw into your kill condition on turn 1, you can still be really defensive. And then we got Focus and Release. So this card's our attack from our card pool. So we draw 2 attacks. We can use this card to discard the first one we played if they somehow live through it, and then play another attack on the same turn. This card also is really good at being defensive as well on top. So like if you have all 3 of these and none of this stuff, you can still live for like 3, 4, 5 turns and squeak a win out from your opponent, even though they built or they attacked you. If they decide to be aggressive against you and they don't kill you, then like these attacks will kill somebody on turn 4 still. So you can be kind of cool. But so Focus and Release lets you take damage and then discard a card from your opponent's card pool and your card pool. So you can half block with all of our characters, which we'll get to in a little bit. Take the damage and then discard the character you blocked with and then give their next attack -3 damage. So you gotta keep blocking their stuff, even with no foundations. So all 3 of our actions are really just built around surviving or killing our opponent. So that's all those. Alright, so we got a couple things going on with our characters here. The first one that's the coolest is we're playing under the fire symbol for the most part. We're playing Turn Loose in our deck, and almost all the cards in our deck have the air symbol as well. So we're playing Turn Loose 2-dot because it's got Breaker 1 on it. So this is really important. It's the only character in the game with Breaker 1. So you get to play a 6 check with 6 difficulty and a 0 mid block that has Breaker 1. Sometimes that Breaker 1 just is really clutch. We're playing a bunch of the rest of the deck is character cards though. So all these random characters have air and fire on them, just to so we get consistency and we can block with these and other characters at the same time. But the other important part about the characters is we're playing all the Kriegers. So we got 4 of each of them in the deck, along with a couple Heidi's. I think there's 2 Heidi's? Yeah, 2 Heidi's. So we got all these. The point of this is that if you play against a deck where you absolutely cannot kill them for whatever reason, like they're playing a 7-hander that has a life symbol, so they're playing 4 Revokes in their deck, you're probably not going to be able to get through that because Revoke beats this deck. There you go. So if you don't like Revoke, don't play this deck. But you can sideboard in game 2 and 3 into Heidi, and then our sideboard consists of 8 foundations, which are 4 Herald of Germania and 4 Blueprints. So you get to side into Heidi, and then hopefully you build like one of each of these foundations on your first turn, on turn 1, and then turn 2 you build all the mechs and you win the game. So we have an alternate win con in the deck if for some reason our Tiger Scream doesn't kill our opponent in game 1 and 2, or game 1 or game 2. So that's honestly it for the deck. There's not a whole lot that goes into it. You just play these attacks on turn 1, and you hope your opponent dies. And if you don't see them, you mulligan for it. So,
all right.
And that's literally it. I Swift 2-0'd my first 4 opponents today. And then, due to a couple mistakes and getting a little bit unlucky, I sadly did not get the last 3 rounds I've been playing. So I don't think 4-3 is making it, but the deck's really fun and it's really easy to play. So if you're a new player and you just want to go beat up on your friends a little bit, the deck's perfect for that.
All right. Well, like I said, I found it very interesting, and hopefully everyone else does. Thanks for taking the time to break down your deck.
No problem.
Have a great day, and thanks, Metamaniacs, for joining in. We have more deck profiles coming in. Thank you.